The initial meeting with Jules by the Sea, Ethan had actually known the owner beforehand. I think they had a kind of rapport before. So when I went into the meeting, it was kind of very easy going because the relationship had already been established. And Rory and Jennifer are very funny. They have a lot of jokes and everything, and they are very open minded and receptive to the feedback that we have. So we instantly knew that the team was going to love it because they were kind of stuck in this place of what exactly are we going to do. And as we were talking, Ethan and I had this instant telepathic like connection to them because we were just presenting our ideas and they seemed so excited about everything that we had to say and even strategizing the direction where they want to go. They are in the process of transitioning from just weddings to more timeless pieces and everything as well. So we are currently on that journey with them to turn Jewels by the Sea more than just an engagement company or brand to a place where anybody could get jewelry, especially timeless pieces. What Lifestyles does when we switch over a client from sales to production, we pass on the information that we have learned from the discovery call to our creative department, where they're able to take the pain points, take the audience, and all of the other topics and items that we give them and turn them into actual content strategy. And they're able to suggest not only on the creative side when it comes to like visuals and everything to how they want the content to look, but even like the tone, the approach, scripts, all of these different elements that create the visual. Even this, all of this is planned out beforehand before we even set up the tripod. And the creative side is so important because you can't have the creative and without the technical. All two of them work hand in hand. So Taylor does a really good job at navigating and bringing the client's vision to life and translating that to the technical team. So on day of, they're able to execute.
My name is Taylor Higgs. I am the Creative Development Associate for Lifestyles Digital Media Group. And in a typical day, I am the bridge between the client and our production team, which means that I provide a lot of client direction and direction for the different projects we have. When I hear Jules by the Sea, the first thing that comes to mind is humor and very fun clients to work with. For Jules by the Sea, we were able to capture a few different videos that were relatable and humorous so that the clientele that Jules by the Sea wants to reach can see that the people that work there are actually really easy to work with. They're easy to come by, and it's not such a high pressure thing to come and shop with them. My specific role throughout this project was to communicate with the client, so communicating with Rory and Jennifer, who are great people, by the way, and getting an idea of what they wanted to accomplish. Rory initially gave us 2 scripts, and I took those and decided on talent, props, wardrobes, setting, and location, and put together storyboards to help production see a very accurate kind of like flow for the different videos.
With Jules by the Sea, I believe that they were able to capture the 3 pillars of CAD. So each of the pillars of CAD requires a different production. So for core positioning, we captured a behind the brand series for Rory. What that required of us from a production standpoint, first of all, it was interview style. It was 2 camera angles, and it was unscripted. The reason that it was unscripted is because we wanted to capture the authentic response from Rory. So the way that we frame it up is we put it into a third of the camera so it leads to the audience. We don't want him looking directly at the camera because we want the audience to feel almost like they're observing Rory as he speaks. For authority and trust, we were able to capture a series of educational content for the client. And because it's educational content, we were really focused on making an impact with the scripts, but at high volume. And if it's scripted, it allows us to get through a plethora of content in a short space of time. For demonstrating, we captured Vox Pop content for them. And really what that is one, there's no control in what you're capturing. So we went out there literally in the street at a location, So there was no lighting. It was just a tripod, a camera, and the host that was asking the questions. We captured the responses in real time as they happened. We were literally pulling people from the street, so it's nothing planned, nothing scripted. You say, hey, we'd really love you to give this response, and then you tell them what the questions are. And sometimes they hit, and sometimes they, they're not interested. Sometimes people don't want to be on camera, but you kind of motivate them, and that's why it's really important that we have the host there that would allow that connection. So it's not just the camera and the person speaking to them, which can be intimidating. So having the host there allows them to just focus on them, speak to them, and then you get a natural, not nervous, not stumbling response.
I felt that CAD was the right fit for Jules by the Sea simply because they are a textbook client in terms of they are an organization that does really great work. They have a really great team. They are experts in what they do, but the market doesn't have a full appreciation for exactly who they are. A lot of people knew Jules by the Sea for the engagement aspect, but they actually provide so many different types of jewelry, and they're very knowledgeable from the engagement standpoint and the bridal standpoint as well. And so, just knowing that implementing CAD in their overall strategy would actually add tremendous value to them. And, I know Rory personally, and so we wanted to be able to put them in the best position to win long term. And so we're experts in corporate communications and strategic content, but they're the experts in their business. And so even though we could have a good appreciation for the brand, we really lean on the client themselves to ensure that we are really capturing their authentic brand voice. And what we were able to do is have the Jules by the Sea team kind of point out some of the things that they wanted to tweak just so that we can make sure that we were on point. And so that was a process, a very good one, but really it only happened on the first and initial project, simply because once we would have gained an appreciation for their brand voice, we were able to incorporate that and integrate that into the other elements of the projects for future shoots.